الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وعلى من تبع هداهم إلى يوم الدين. The chapter title is the gifts, and this is the second part of it. I will make a summarization of what is being explained before. The gift, we said that there's the gift, something that the Islam encouraged, for verily it will make the affection and bring the love. And we said that the gift straight away will be transferred from the possession of the person to the other person in three ways. We said number one, that if he had taken it, so if he had grabbed it, so if you have said, for example, this, I'm going to gift this, for example, this mobile to the person, and I gave it to him, so he took it, okay, right? So if I want to now take it, said, I don't want to, I don't want to gift you. It's his, by the way. And the Prophet ﷺ, he said that the one who returns on his gifts is like the one, it's like the dog who takes back his vomit, as we say, it's haram. It's not allowed, except if it is from the father to the son, or the mother to the son, or the father to the daughter, and the mother to the daughter. They're allowed to their children to take it back if there is a reason. So I am not allowed, if I give a gift like this to the mobile to the person, he held it, it's his. And by the way, there's some people say that the gift cannot be gifted, nor could be sold. No, he could gift it to somebody else, or could sell it. It's up to him. The second issue is that, but we said as well, we explained more about this in the previous chapter or the previous class. And we said that if this person took it, and I said, this mobile is yours as a gift, and you took it by my permission, then it's his. So if I said it's a gift and he took it without my permission, it is not his yet. So if he took it with my permission, so he held it with his own hand, I didn't give it to him, he just took it a day after or the same time, it becomes his. And the third one, he said, for verily, that when I said it's a gift, okay, and also it is already in his hand. Let's say it's in his hand, okay, and I said, this is a gift for you, it becomes his. Okay, so those are three ways of doing it. Now, can I give a gift with something which I did not really hand over? For example, I'm going to give you a gift, a mobile, I'm going to purchase it. Yes, you can. So it is, you could call it, this is in the dhimma, that is, you have promised him. But if you did not give it to him later on, still it's not his, because it's not gone to his hand. Okay, but we say it is permitted, but you are saying that, well, I'm sorry, maybe it's gone expensive, that gift or whatever you promised him, and that would be breaking the promise, and that could be included in the something, maybe the hypocrisy. Okay, but if there was a genuine reason, I promised you, but I couldn't find it. Okay, so this is something else, because you promised him something, right? Now the prophets had accepted the gifts, and Prophet of Allah even encouraged us to accept the gift even as little as the bone that has got no meat, as we said the last time. And we said that there are some gifts should not be returned, and we have mentioned the pillows and the milk and the perfume. And also we said that it's better for the person to give a return for that gift. So somebody gave you a gift, it's better to give him a gift, regardless of matching the gift, but to give him something to show that you are appreciation. So it is recommended. It's not compulsory to pay or to recompense for that gift. It's recommended. Okay, it's not compulsory. Especially it will make you in the upper hand, because if you're always receiving gifts, you don't give gifts, people, they're not going to look at you in a nice way. We said the person who is the most desire or deserved of a gift is the one who is your relative. So your relatives are the ones who are the more deserved of the gift. We said as well, when you give a gift to your children, remember to be just in between them, unless that gift is not because of righteousness, because of an age, or because of circumstances, because he's very poor, or because he is in the hospital, so you give him money. So you have to be, but if you're giving, for example, a gift of laptop to your child who is about now 16 years old, so the other child, when he grows up to that age, you have to give him similar or something better or something in whatever that time, but you have to be just in between all your children. And we said that in a person, if he had gifted something, he should not go and purchase it, because you know that if he gifted the mobile to somebody, he got it for free. So whatever he sell it for is going to be what? It's going to be cheap. So don't go and search for that mobile in order, because you know he's going to sell it. And don't say to him, oh, you want to sell your gift? Give it to me. So you recorded a gift onto him, and also at the same time you purchase it with something, very little money. You're not supposed to do that. Then we came to the topic that we're going to be, inshallah, talking about it today. من تصدق بصدقة ثم ورثها. The person who had given a gift to somebody, and somehow that person had died, and he had relationship with him, and he ended up to inherit that gift. So you gave a gift to your son, and your son died, and from his possession is that gift. So return back to you. What is the rule regarding this issue? Did you see that, yeah, Ahmad, now, or Hassan?
May Allah bless Abu Turab and Abu Muhammad. They found it on 506, chapter of gifts. Hassan, do you want to read for the Shaykh, Akhi?
Inshallah, bi'idhnillah. I've got a bookmark where I stopped last time, so we can continue from there.
You could have just said that from a long time ago.
I found it while you were talking, so I didn't say it.
Yeah.
Allahu Akbar.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ba'd. Last time we stopped on whoever gave something as charity and later inherited it back. Continue from there, Sheikh, yeah?
Yes.
Abdullah ibn Burayda narrated from his father, who said, a woman came to the Prophet ﷺ and said, O Messenger of Allah, I gave in charity a slave girl to my mother, and now she has died. He stated, Allah has rewarded you and returned her to you as inheritance.
Right, so this is a person who had given a gift and he inherited it. That means your gift came back to you without you asking for it. You did not go into the market to get it. It just came back to you, either by inheritance or something else as well. Let's say you gave it a gift, and that person gave it a gift to somebody else, and that person gave the gift back to you. No problem. So here, this hadith, a woman, she came to the Prophet and she said, Messenger of Allah, I have given a gift to my mother, and it is a slave girl, Jariyah. And my mother died. So because she died, I am the heir, the inheritor. I inherit. So I inherited her back again. So he said, Allah Azza wa Jal had given you the reward, and also whatever you have given as a gift, Allah gave it back to you in terms of inheritance. And also in that continuation of the hadith, she said, Messenger of Allah, for verily my mother, she had a fast of a month. Shall I fast on behalf of her? So he said, yes, you could make a fast on behalf of your mother. Then she asked, O Messenger of Allah, she did not make Hajj at all. Shall I make Hajj on her behalf? Prophet said, yes, make a Hajj on her behalf. Now you have to understand here that this hadith is linked to other hadiths, which makes us to understand that this fast is not the fast of Ramadan. It's not the fast of expiation. It's the fast of nadr. Who said that? Aisha radiallahu anha. Abdullah ibn Abbas also. So this is when the Prophet ﷺ, he said, Siyamun nadr. So if she vowed to fast particular days, or a person vowed, whether she or he, to fast particular days, and then he died, then the heir of that person, whether it's the son or the daughter, would fast on behalf of their father or their mother, because they vowed these days. So siyamun nadr, and it's one of those, you could say, righteous acts that you could do for your parents, is to fulfill their vows, because it's a debt. It's a loan that Allah, it's a debt, you are in debt to Allah, and the first debt should be settled is the debts of Allah Azza wa Jal. So you fulfill that. As for the Hajj as well, when she said, my mother, she did not make Hajj, that means she did not make Hajj and she had the intention to make the Hajj. But if her mother or your father, he had the money and he had the health, yet he doesn't want to make Hajj because he thinks, well, my dunya is better. No, he can't make Hajj on his behalf. But if he had the intention to make the Hajj and he kept postponing because he said the right opportunity, okay, and then death came to him, yes, you make Hajj on his behalf or her behalf. That's the father and the mother. And if anybody person to want to make Hajj on somebody else and he's not the father and the mother, he cannot bypass the son or the daughter. Okay, if the son or the daughter is there, they have got the priority to make the Hajj on the behalf of the parents. But if they couldn't because they're busy or whatever, they could pay for the Hajj for somebody else, or even ask somebody else as I would say, good conduct, like somebody who's a related person to the person, who's a friend of that person, and the sons and the daughters, they passed over to him. Please make Hajj on behalf of our father or our mother, no problem, inshallah. We come to the following title, please.
Okay. Government workers accepting gifts is a kind of stealing. Abu Humayd as-Sa'idi said, the Prophet ﷺ employed a man from Azd called Ibn Utbiyah.
Al-Lutbiyah.
Al-Lutbiyah. Okay. To collect the alms. When he came back, he said, this is for you, and this was given as a present to me. The Prophet then stood up upon the pulpit. He praised and thanked Allah, and then said, what is wrong with the employee whom we send out, and then he comes back saying, this is for you, and this is for me? Why didn't he sit in the house of his mother and father and see if he will be given gifts or not? By the one in whose hand is my soul, no one take anything wrongfully except that he will come on the day of resurrection and it will be on his neck. If it were a camel, he will be grunting. If it were a cow, he will be mooing. And if it were a sheep, he will be bleating. Then he raised his hands so high that we could see the whiteness of his armpits, while saying 3 times, verily, haven't I conveyed the message?
Right. Now, this is a chapter that we need to detail into it so you can understand it properly. It says here, the gifts that are being given to the government workers. So what about the normal workers? Okay, to give government workers. So we're going to discuss that, inshallah. The hadith, which lays the foundation and the principle for that. Okay, this hadith is from Ibn al-Lutbiyah. Prophet ﷺ, he sent him to collect the alms, the sadaqah and the zakah. So when he came back, he brought the sadaqah and the zakah, and he said, this is sadaqah being taken, okay, by that person, and this gift given by him, but that person who gave the sadaqah also is to me. So that is the sadaqah for that money of that person, and this is being given to me. And this sadaqah is yours, has been taken from such an XYZY person, and this is for me as a gift. So the Prophet ﷺ, he had ascended the pulpit to show how important is this, because the importance of something, it will, make the person do something which is he normally doesn't do. And the Prophet of Allah, he would ascend the pulpit normally on the Jumu'ah, but now he's ascending the pulpit on other days to show the importance of that fact. That's why he ascended the pulpit, and then he addressed the issue and shows us as well the permissibility for the Imam to ascend the pulpit on other than the days of Jumu'ah, which I haven't seen yet an Imam doing it. I've done it, but I don't see Imams are, they do it. This is a sunnah. So something which is major, you go on top of the pulpit. The people now, they thought it's very strange if you see an Imam on a pulpit other than day of the Jumu'ah. No, ya akhi. If it's something major, you go onto the people, onto the pulpit, and remind them to bring your attention. They would say, oh, look at this Imam coming to the pulpit, even it's not the day of Jumu'ah. Wallahi, it became so strange, the people will not accept it. But if the Imams familiarize the people with the sunnah, then he praised Allah. And this is khutbat al-hajj. Inna alhamdulillah, nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruh. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil mursaleen. So, but the priority goes for the khutbat al-hajj. Then he said, what is it wrong with these workers? And he did not mention his name, Ibn al-Lutbiyah. He did not mention his name, because verily he doesn't want to, tarnish his reputation. And number two, we're not really concerned about who is the person. We're concerned about the rule, what we're going to learn. That's what we're concerned of. So he said, ma balu, what is wrong? Okay, that we send a worker, then he comes back and he says, this is for me and this is for you. This is for you and this is for me. Well, let him sit in the house of his mother, or the house of his father, or the house of the father and the house of the mother, and let him see if he's going to have anybody giving him a present, a gift. And before we continue the hadith, it means, see, this person, why is he being given a gift? See, when he goes to somebody who's got, let's say, so many sheep, cattle, and needs to pay zakah. And every 40 sheep, there's a sheep, as we have taught you in the sadaqat and the zakah. So he's now going to give a sheep, and the sheep is supposed to be from the average. So if it's sheep, all of it good, then it should be a good sheep. If it's over bad sheep. If it's got good and bad, it should be an average between them. It's not really the fatty one, it's not really the small one. But when this person gives a gift, this Ibn Lutbiyah who is supposed to collect the zakah, he will keep a closed eye. He will take the, something which is not even worth anything. Okay? That's why it is haram. Prophet of Allah, he closed the door with that. And that's why in another hadith, in Sahih Imam Muslim, Hadith al-Kindi, he said that the Prophet ﷺ, he said, any person, we sent him as a worker. We have used him as a worker. That means for the government, for us. Yet he took even as little as mikhyat, which is like a needle. Nothing. That is to show how little is this. Even if he took that without our consent, okay, without our consent, it's like he is dragging fire upon him. It's haram, major sin. So one black man, he came to the Prophet, a person is called Aswad, he came to the Prophet ﷺ, he said, Messenger of Allah, well, I don't want the job that you've given me. He said, why? He said, you just said what you have said, I'm really worried. He said, then you bring it to us, and we will take, and you bring whatever you've been taken, and if you want to give, we will give you. So that is a very important principle. So the norm is that for the workers who work for the government, they're not allowed to take extra money on top of their salary. So there are workers for schools, school workers for any government. They've been given gifts, okay? The norm is not to accept it, but there is exception, as we're going to say inshallah in a minute. Right? Then he said that if he had taken that, look at the Prophet, by the one in whose hand is my soul. None of you take one of this, is going to be ghulul. Ghulul means like war booty stolen without the permission of the commander. Okay? Can I just dismantle the chit-chatting now at the moment, please? Is that okay, co-host? Please, can you just...
Yes, Sheikh, no problem.
Let us focus on the thing here. The chit-chat here is for emergency, jazakumullah khairan. So let everybody focus on the class. It's very important to focus, jazakumullah khairan. So he says that, by the one whose hand is my soul, none of you would come with this on the day of resurrection, that he will carry it on his neck. So if it's, for example, to do with camels, he take an extra camel, then he will carry that on his neck. How heavy is the camel? And it's got the sound of the camel. What's the sound of the camel, you said? Grunting?
Grunting, I think he's...
Yeah, grunting. Sound of the camel. Grunting. Okay. So that's grunting. That means it will maybe more of unsettled to him. Imagine that you're in the resurrection and you're getting something, disturbing, shouting his head, the sound of the camel, and you have to carry him as well. Subhanallah. That's punishment upon punishment. Even if it's a cow, I know the sound of the cow, mooing. Moo. Okay? So you carry it, and as for the shah, which is the sheep, it will be tay'ar in Arabic, and in English, bleating, you said?
Bleating, yes.
Yeah. Okay, right. So basically, these animals will produce sounds while you're carrying them in order to increase the agonization of you, the increase the punishment of you. Right? You see, subhanallah, we say that is haram to take that because it's a bribe. Now, if you are a teacher in a madrasa, that belongs to the government here, and they're giving you salary, you're not allowed to take gifts, because the gifts is going to be making you to give maybe extra marks to the person who's giving you the gift from the students. Maybe you're going to keep a close eye if he has not done his homework. Okay, that's the gift. So that's for the people who are working in the government. What about the people who are not working in the government? Well, we're going to include the people in the government and the ones who are in the following condition. If these conditions are there, then this is exceptions. There's exceptions. We say that it is permissible for the workers in general to accept the gift for the following condition. Number one, that the body that is employing you, they know. So in the madrasa, the body is not there. It is not the general, they call him headmaster. No. I'm talking about the council. They know that. Okay? General, where we could be, for example, just one of your bandits. You together dividing the money, the gifts and all of that. You and the headmaster. No. the body, the owners, the government. Or if you are working, for example, in a, let's say, in a non-governmental job in the company, the head of the company, the owner, not the manager, the owner of the company, he knows that. So that's number one. And he accepts it. So if he knows it and he accepts it. Because he took it without his knowledge, it's called suht, haram, money. Okay, so he is permitting it. Number two, that with this gift, you're not trying to shift the haqq to the batil or batil to haqq. So if that gift is going to affect the way that you're going to produce your service to the people by giving, a more precedence for that person giving you the gift, it's not allowed. It's like jumping the queue, for example, not allowed. Also, that this person who's a worker did not ask for it. Because if he's asking for it, that means he's asking for trouble. So if he's saying, in a hint, where is my ikramiyya? They do it unfortunately, in the Muslim world. So he will not move from his chair to help, okay, unless you give him. Now, if you gave him, is it a bribe? A bribe from his side, not the one who gives. Because the one who gives, he wants his service to be done because it's desperate. But the person who took it, it's haram on him. And before I continue the condition, I want to just at this point to make it sure that you understand it. Yesterday, something happened to me. I have a house in my country, part of my family house, which we inherited. My apartment is the one underneath the floor, underneath the ground. We call it taswiyah. Because of the taswiyah, the sewage, if something blocks into it, it goes and finds the lowest point, and that is my house in any area. So my house was the lowest point where the blockage that happened in the sewage. So somehow the sewage got into my house, flooded through the toilets, and damaged all my furniture there. Alhamdulillah. The problem is that when this taken place, it was not really that bad. It was bad, but it's not that bad. So my brother, who told him there, please, can you call? This is COVID-19. He said, no, this is emergency. And the emergency was there. So he called them. 2-3 hours, they did not come. Within the 3 hours, the sewage is going up and up and up. And this is governmental work. So I phoned my friend who knows the system and he knows the market. So he went there. He said, SubhanAllah, you should have called me. So he called the guy. I want him to cut. So he called the person, even the owner of the truck that he will bring. Okay. So the head of the quarters of these people, they go and tell the workers to go to, for example, my house. But he didn't, because he says, I'm busy. Because he knows that somebody's going to trace his phone number, that guy, and then he will have a straight away a direct link up with the customer who's asking this. And it's supposed to be for free because it's the blockage is in the street. It's not in my house because the blockage is in the street. So he called him. He said, just leave everything. I'll give you 10 dinars. He left everything. In 5 minutes, he came. Before it took him about 3 hours, he didn't come. He came. Just for the 10 dinars, about 11 pounds, 12 pounds. Allahul Musta'an. That is a bribe for him. Haram. This is how the societies are destroyed. This is how the societies are being corrupted. Okay? I'm not really shouting for the 10, 11 pounds. I'm shouting how these corrupted people, they left the house to drown in sewage because he's after that 11 pounds, 12 pounds. Because my friend, he knows the system. My brother is miskeen, doesn't know the system. Allahul Musta'an. I make dua against these people, wallahi. Not because my house is ruined, it's because of these people, how they ruin the system. In this country, I'm not really praising anything but everything, but I'm just saying, but I have seen that the workers are so keen, subhanAllah, they will not accept this at all. It happened with me that one day I was driving with my little children in the back and they were strapped and they were young. That's about maybe more than 10 years ago. I was driving from London to my house and it was 11:30, 12, and that was in the winter and I was really so tired. And if I drive slowly, okay, I tend to sleep. And when I sleep, I might make an accident. And I can't be, I'm on the motorway now. So I had to put my foot down Hopefully there's no policeman here listening to me at the moment. So I had to put my foot down. There was a car behind me, which is far off. I could see it. It's like a 4-wheel drive. That's far off. When I went zooming on the A40, before I went to the motorway, I could see him. I thought this guy's having a race with me or something. Let me just lose him. I went straight away, faster. Then I found he's a policeman. And then he stopped me. And he stopped me actually in the middle of the the junction. Okay, he came out. He's an officer, highly ranked officer. He called me out, and he said to me, "You lost your driving license." I said, "Well, I deserve it." So why are you driving fast? I said, and I told him what I just told you now. I don't want to sleep, and I've got children in the back, and it's safer for me to drive fast. He laughed because he thought this is an honest answer. And by the way, he said to me, "You lost your driving license, and I've recorded you. There's a video camera in his dashboard." He said, "Okay." Right. And after he said to me, "Okay, I believe you, and I'll let you off." I said, "What?" "Yes, I'll let you off, but be careful and take care of the children." I showed him the children. Take care of the children. He was a bold man. I remember him very well. And he's, I would say, in his early 50s, late 40s. And it's not just like one of these kids that really, the policemen, the kids are really, they think they're really big. And he's a ranked officer, as I said. So I said, "I want to kiss your bald head. Thank you very much. But what about the video?" He said, "No, I did not record you. But be careful." I said, "Wallahi, can you just tell me where you are, which police station that you work in? I want to bring you a gift." He said, "No." I said, "Subhanallah." Comparison to our countries, Allah al-Musta'an. He said to me, "No, thank you very much." And he left. In our countries these days, if you just, for example, you ask you for a driving license and you pulled your, let's say, your wallet, which got the driving license within it some £20, £10 showing, he will look at your wallet and then you take the £10. "Okay, go ahead. That's it. Fine." No, the Muslim countries. No offense, nothing. That's a bribe. Okay, that's a bribe. So I did not really wanted to bribe him, no, because he was done a very fantastic job. Okay, which is that he saw that I'm genuine and I'm not really dangerous, just driving fast because I want to sleep. And he didn't want to, ticket me. So I thought I should honor him. He didn't accept. And that's supposed to be the case. Coming back to the points, as he said, he should not be asking for it. That means you're not asking for it and you're hoping for it. Come on, I'm hoping that he's going to give it to me. That gift. Even you're doing your job, that's not allowed. And also, that gift is, if it is not specified for it, everybody. Let's say a person who came to, for example, workers, whether they are government workers or normal workers, and he started giving free booklets to everybody, which is little booklets, no problem. That is not a gift, okay? Free, because they're cheap, they're nothing. But if it's expensive, hang on a second. That means it's expensive, and sometimes they write the name of the worker on it. That means this person is giving the gift, maybe he's a company owner, and is trying to make these people, when they make a deal, to use his company. That gift maybe costed him to pay for that gift, let's say 10,000, 1,000 each gift. But he knows he's going to have a return if he made this company or this government to choose him to work as a bridge. He will get a lot of money. You understand me? That's not allowed to be accepted. But if it is something to do with general known custom, like this person, he brought some tea, and everybody knows tea. Like the students and the teachers, and he came and he wanted to, let's say that he's presenting his PhD thesis, and he put it there, and he brought biscuits and to everybody, okay, so not just the teachers and everybody, the students who are, and his family is waiting to be graduated. That's no problem. But I know that some of the scholars or the teachers who are highly scholars and from Deen, even if somebody gave them the tea and the biscuits, they will not even eat from it. This is not because it's a bribe, because it's called wara. Wara means scrupulence. Scrupulence. But this scrupulence is okay, but we want it to be in a bigger issue, not the tea. Because for me, the tea is not halal, no problem, because it's given everybody. But he wants to abstain, no problem, it's up to him. So basically, sorry about So basically, the person, if it's general gift and it's little thing, no problem, inshallah. He did not take that gift as well to, for the sake of to give it to the workers, as well, to the owners of the work. Because what happens here, sometimes, let's say, for example, I'm a person who's employing workers, and I said to them, take the gift and give it to me. So you're actually charging double here, charging your services from those people who come to you, and also because you know they're going to give the gift, and the gifts, those people who are working, they take it for the sake to give it to you as the head of the company, the owner of the company. That's not allowed, because it's going to be added to the charges that you're doing to the customer, and Allah to accept the gift. Also, can I just ask, because I'm being called here by my wife, just a second, please. Right, coming back, and also that it's better if you're being given a present. Let's say you're a teacher and a student give you something, and the head of the teachers and the owner of the school, it's a private school, they know about it and accepted this and no problem. Okay, and it says, the student wants to give you because you are a special teacher. It's better for you as well to give back in return. So he gave you, for example, let's say mobile. You give him a laptop to show the term, I don't want to make you have the upper eye. We say in our Arabic language, طعم البطن تستحي العين. Feed the belly, your eye will become shy. What does that mean? If I fed you, you'll be shy to, for example, refuse my request or put me, in the back of the queue. You'll be always giving me some sort of preference. That's why. So we said we'll give you back. So if you invite me, I'll invite you as well. So you don't have anything over me, inshallah. Wallahu ta'ala, these are the things that we need to bear in mind. Okay? So we say that the people who are working in the government, they are more emphasized, but the people who are working in the not government as well, they have to bear what we have said as well regarding this issue. But if the person, keeps asking for this, give me, subhanallah, ikramiyya, give me like we call it not a bribe, a tip. They ask for that tip. It's a humiliation. That is a humiliation. Okay. Now, before we go to the, sorry.
I was going to say, there's a bit about the Prophet ﷺ raising his hand and his armpits.
Okay. Yes. Well, at the end, the Prophet ﷺ, he had raised up his hand like this until we've seen his abithai. Okay. Didn't I say raise up his hand? He said, did I convey my message 3 times? Did I convey my message? This is basically, it's like saying, for you to testify that I have conveyed what I'm supposed to do, because this is our haqq onto the Prophet, that he should convey everything that's been revealed to him and not to hide anything. Okay, and his haqq upon us is to follow him. So we got a haqq upon him that he conveys everything, and he's got a haqq upon us that we should follow him and obey him. But before we go to the next title, there are things here that we discussed the last time, and I've been asked a number of questions. For example, I had a question from the Bedford head of the charities Jumu'ah regarding accepting for the masajid the hadiyah, and we said the hadiyah, okay, if it is haram in itself, we don't accept it. Haram in itself, for example, it is, for example, wine or swine, okay, something haram in itself. I can't accept that hadiyah. Or it's stolen money, stolen item. I can't, because this is haram in itself. But if it's haram in the way that it's being acquired, like, he has made it out of riba, he took it out of gambling, it's not stolen item. But for example, he made his fortune, he made his money out of his laptop and all of that out of haram. We said as soon as that gift goes to you, it does not carry with it that haram. It's haram on that person. It's not haram on me. If he did not pay zakah on it, it's him to be blame that he didn't pay the zakah on that money, but he would give it to me. If I inherited it from him as well, if he died, it's halal on me. Okay. So that's, you have to understand, when the Prophet ﷺ, he accepted to be invited by a Jewish woman, and she gave him a lamb, and the Jewish money, most of it is from riba. She accepted that, and this is, as I said, as a way of reconciling the hearts of the non-Muslims. And we said as well, the gifts regarding even the Christmas and all that is different from passing congratulations to them. It's not allowed, haram, because you congratulate him on Christmas. That means you're saying that basically I am approving of you saying Allah is one of triune, Jesus Christ is a God. But when they give gifts, if the gifts, even during the Christmas, if it's nothing to do with Christmas, he's not giving you a gift, for example, a tree, but he's giving you a laptop, and he knows for sure that you don't accept Christmas, no problem to accept that gift. If you don't want that laptop, send it to me, I'll accept it. For example, in Easter, if this Easter, for example, they give eggs, okay, and these eggs. Now, these eggs is food, okay? It's chocolate, basically, it's all of it. They believe in these eggs. Now, I am not allowed to give eggs to him or send eggs on that occasion. I'm not. But let's say that this person gave me in the Easter, let's say a mobile. I accept it. But he knows that I do not, okay, celebrate or champion his. That's the most important things. Al-wala wal-bara. But it's allowed for me. As for the chocolate eggs, okay, if he had given it to you, okay, and you have sent to him that basically, you know that I don't believe in eggs, I don't believe in that, and you know I'm eating it as a chocolate, not as an egg, no problem, inshallah. It's the most important thing, that this gift is to reconcile his heart, because if he accepted it, he will be happy. If he doesn't accept it, he's not going to be socializing. But he has to know that I am not celebrating your, okay, your Eid. I am not part of it. Okay, that's the most important thing that he should know. If it is the case. So if you didn't know who is the person, you could eat that egg, no problem. If you know that person, you should make to tell him, it's upon you to tell him that this egg, we don't celebrate it. If you think that we believe in eggs, we don't believe in eggs. Okay, so the gift in itself is not haram. It's the gift because of haram if it is the way surrounding it. It's like the hadiyah. We said, if it's swine or wine, haram. Stolen money, haram. I can't accept it as a gift. But he made it in a haram way. He acquired this mobile in a way of gambling, then it's halal for me, haram to him. Regarding the masjid as well, the same thing. The masjid, we can accept money from the kuffar. And I remember when we used to collect money at tabarru'at, which is donations from people to our masjid in Jordan. We used to go to the, you know, the places where they manufacture tiles. Okay, there are factories. In here in this country, you don't see them. Okay, it's all of it online. There we could go to the manufacturer and ask, we could sit down with the manager and everything. So we went as me and my friend, we got a truck to go and load whatever the donation. We want to make tiles for the masjid there, or everything around the masjid, or the toilets, or all the, everything to do with the masjid. So we went, and then one of the big factories, which is owned by this believer, he is a Christian. He called us. He said, can you take this? And he gave us the biggest load, more than the Muslims. And he said, take this. You know, they collected for a masjid. I hope that God will forgive for my mother. So, subhanallah. His mother, she does upon Christianity. He said, I hope God that will forgive for my mother. Take that for the sake of my mother. So we took it. No problem. Okay? Even if it is made from, for example, riba money. Even if it is. Because if it's us a gift, it will transfer to us and it will be halal, inshallah. Okay? So you have to know that for sure. So if I accept the gift, which is made of haram, not haram in itself, for the sake of reconciling the person, for the sake of, it is halal, because it's halal in its, when it comes to me, it doesn't carry the haram way it's being gained. طيب. Prophet ﷺ also regarding this issue, I'm going to add some hadith here, that he said any person who had received a gift, whether it's something or even money, from his brother here is Muslim brother, from brother humanity, he received a gift and he did not ask for it. He did not have some sort of in heart hoping for it, or willing and waiting for that. Okay, let him accept it. It's a command. Let him accept it. Do not send it back. Let him accept it, especially if he's a Muslim brother. So a gift to the Imam, a gift to the whatever. You give a gift to the Imam, yes, he accepts it. As long as he's not really after it. He's not saying, well, if you give me a gift, I'll recite more. Give you more Baqarah, Zaid, plus Ali Imran. But you give him a gift. The Imam. No, alhamdulillah. And he's not asking, he's not really, hoping for it in his way. This is up to the Imam himself. It's inside. Allah knows. So when the Prophet sent some money to Umar al-Khattab radiallahu anhu, okay, and Umar al-Khattab, he heard the Prophet sallallahu, the person who keeps asking the money will come on the day of resurrection as kuduh, meaning like scratches on your faces and your chest on the day of resurrection. It's like scratching your flesh and your skin. Straight away he sent it back. Prophet said, why Umar sent it back? Why you don't want it? He said, Messenger of Allah, what you just said. He said, no, if somebody gives you money without you asking for it, he said, the one who asked for it, or yourself is not yearning, looking forward to take it, then accept it. So he accepted it. قال فليقبله ولا. And then he said, إنما هو رزق ساقه الله إليك. This is a provision, rizq, that Allah had sent it to you without you knowing. Subhanallah. Allah will give you rizq. Allah giving you that rizq. Allah Azza wa Jal giving you that from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You did not ask for it. You did not even hope that this guy is going to give me. No problem. This is Allah saqahu ilayk. طيب. Alhamdulillah. Go to the Umrah or Ruqba, inshallah, and we will finish in about 15 minutes. Fadal.
Okay. Al-Umrah and Al-Ruqba. These are two types of conditional gifts. Al-Umrah comes from the word meaning lifetime, while Al-Ruqba comes from the word implying watchfulness. These were types of gifts given in pre-Islamic days. It is where a person would give another person a house, for example, and then say to him, I have given this as an imra, present, or something of that nature.
Umrah, not imrah. Nah.
Oh, sorry. I have given this as an umrah, present, or something of that nature. It means that the present is for the lifetime of the receiver. This explains the terminology, a present for a lifetime, and a present in which the giver is watching and waiting for the death of the recipient. Shall I carry on?
Yes.
The Prophet ﷺ considered the condition laid down in these types of gifts as void. He made both Al-Umrah and Al-Ruqba as regular gifts belonging to the receiver and passed on to his heirs after his death, without it being returned to the gift giver. Jabir ibn Abdullah said that the Messenger of Allah ﷺ said, Al-Umrah is permissible for the one whom it was given, and Al-Ruqba is permissible for the one whom it was given. He also narrated that the Prophet ﷺ said, keep your wealth and do not ruin it. Truly, whoever makes an Umrah gift, then it is for the one who has been given it, alive and dead, and for his descendants.
Right. So the Umrah and Ruqba is part of the gifts. That's why it's after the gifts. But it is basically limited to conditioned time. And they were permissible, okay? They are permissible, but they should not have a time-wise. You see, the people before Islam, they used to give this as a gift. They say to you, for example, this house, okay, is yours as long as you're alive. That's what's called Umrah, until your lifespan. Then if you're dead, it comes to me. Or he says, okay, if I die before you, this house is yours. If you die before me, the house will return back to me. Okay? Now, Islam here, he said, no, if you give somebody a gift, Umrah, then it has to be for forever. You cannot return it back, because it's like the dog, if you remember, coming back onto his vomit. It's not allowed. It's a gift. So here the Umrah has got three ways to understand it. Number one, which is permanent, forever. Khalas. So this is a person saying, أعمرتك البيت, I've given you the house, لك ولعقبك, to you and your descendants. Khalas, that's his. There's no such thing you're going to get the house back. House or anything, car or anything like this. Or you say that in general, and it's got the same thing of perpetuality. It's going to be forever. That is, you say, A'martuk. I give you Umrah. Straight away, they give you Umrah. That means the lifespan. That means not to his death. No. If he dies, he goes to his agnates, his sons and daughters and all his relatives, inheritors. Okay. The third one, which is you give a condition. I give you this Umrah, but to a certain time. This becomes like a Ariyah. It's not a gift. It's like a borrowal, as Shaykh al-Islam Ibn Taymiyyah had said. So it becomes a borrowal. Okay? And Prophet ﷺ said, Al-Muslimuna عند شروطهم. The Muslims, they abide by the condition they set upon themselves. Okay? So the Prophet ﷺ said, Al-Umrah jaizatun. Umrah is permissible. Liman u'miraha. That is the one who's been given the Umrah. The same thing with the Ruqbah. But also he said, verily, to the one who has been given and to his descendants. Unless you made a condition just for 5 years. That becomes a borrowal, as I said. And the Prophet ﷺ, he gave us a guidance here. He said, Amsiku alaykum amwalakum. Hold on to your property. Don't just start giving like this and like this is for you for the rest of your life. And this is, and I mean, so this is a prohibition of wasting the money. Prophet naha an al-qil wal-qal wa an ida'at al-mal. So Prophet he forbade 7. From these 7, he said, to waste your money. Wasting the money, just giving like this. So hold. It's like Ka'b ibn Malik when he had his repentance accepted. And because he is, I would say, in the drunkenness of happiness, he came to the Prophet of Allah and said, Messenger of Allah, all my money is for... He said, hold on to your money, just like because you are drunk, you don't know what you're saying. Hold on to your money. He wants to give his money, all of it in charity. Hold on. He said, yes, I hold on. And he's... So the Prophet of Allah, he said, don't start spending like this. So the money is this is admonishing, prompting us to observe and conserve and reserve our money, not to waste it like this. And then he says, he was being going Umrah, then it is a Umrah for his lifetime. Even after his death, it will be for his descendants. So it is total ownership. You cannot just say Umrah. If you said Umrah, khalas, total ownership. But if you said Umrah for 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, well, yes. But you said you can't say Umrah until, for example, just Umrah like this. So you said Umrah like this, okay? Or you said Umrah like your to you and to your descendants, that's forever. طيب. Prophet ﷺ also he said, which is another hadith, I'm going to add to it, لا تعمروا ولا توقفوا. That is, do not give Umrah. Do not give Umrah. He who does Umrah, then it is for him in his lifetime and after his death. So if you gave Umrah, so don't give Umrah. It's not good to give like this. Give a gift. Don't say for your lifetime. If you did like this, it's for the lifetime and after his death as well. So the Umrah, the one that his Prophet made it permissible, is the one which is for the person and his descendants. That means it permanently is the ownership is being removed from you to the other person you have given him that Umrah. Okay? If the Umrah, he said, as long as you are alive, then it will come back to the person. It becomes like Ariyah. It's like a borrow. Now, with this, alhamdulillah, I think we just come to the end of the talk. I was going to talk about the ghasb, but there's no time. We haven't finished by 7 o'clock to give 15 minutes to the following class. But I would like to talk about the ghasb, but the ghasb is a big chapter. Okay, so we'll leave, inshallah, that for next time. It's a big chapter, and when you talk about ghasb means what? Confiscation, is it?
Usurping others, property and rights.
Usurping others, that's better. Fine. Let's go, and Ahmed, please give us a briefing for the questions.
Everybody, if you want to ask your questions to the Sheikh now, we will enable the chat, inshallah. And also, bottom right corner, 3 dots. If you click them, you can raise your hand and ask the Sheikh. And priority will be going to Bedford, please, because it was their class. It's not a bribe or anything like that. It's their class. Okay. If nobody from Bedford, if you could just click your name and rename yourself to Bedford, and then we'll know that's you. In the meantime, we're going to go to Muhammad Ahmed, please.
Sheikh.
Yakumullah.
Sheikh, I've got two questions. And question number one
No,
is
question,
regarding.
one question, and you have to give the other.
Please, everybody, one question to give the other brothers and sisters a chance. Time is very tight, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, question. Fantastic. The question: if someone's done Umrah, and if they chose to do the future Umrahs coming for their parents every single time, is that permissible, or is it better that he does some for himself, some for his parents?
It is better to do it for his parents only if his parents are alive or they're dead.
And one is dead, one is alive.
Well, the one who's alive, why is he making Umrah on himself? He can't make Umrah for himself, that life?
That person, it can, but with the condition, the person said, if I die, make sure you make me some for myself as well.
So why can't he make it when he's alive?
The person can, but sometimes the person makes it for their parents as well.
No, you don't understand me. He's making it for his parents. One of his parents alive, one of them is dead. The dead, we're going to deal with him. What about the one who's alive? Can't he do it on himself, the alive?
They can, 100%.
So you can't make the Umrah. You can't, for example, I sit home, make Umrah on me. Make Hajj on me. Make Salah on me. Do you understand me? I cannot, for example, make somebody to make Hajj on my behalf if I'm able to make Hajj. Do you understand what I'm saying, or you don't?
Yeah, it makes 100% sense.
Yeah. So if his father or mother is alive and they could make Hajj and Umrah, I cannot make Hajj and Umrah on their behalf, ya Sheikh, unless they are disabled, incapable. He can't really ride. He can't go. He's disabled. No problem. But if he's not disabled, he has to make Hajj on his behalf. And as for the mother who died, we say that why didn't she make Hajj, or the father, or Umrah? Why didn't they make it? If they were able to make it and yet they don't want to make it, like this case, we can't make Hajj on him. He has to be a person, either he was not able, and then and also some of the scholars they add, like Sheikh Al-Albani, that he had made a recommendation to his son or daughter, please make Hajj on your behalf because I can't make it now, and he died. But even though if he did not make a recommendation, we say because of Prophet of Allah, when that woman, she asked him, he didn't ask her, did she make a will, your mother, to make a Hajj? So as long as the person who wanted to make Hajj, he had the intention of making the Hajj, please can you just close the microphone of that person? That's okay. So if this person is making the Hajj, and death came onto him, and he couldn't really continue his plan, then we say, yes, you make Hajj on his behalf. Now this person, he made a vow, or he wanted to make whatever he wanted to make. Is it better for him to make a Hajj on himself, on Umrah, and then make Umrah? I would say Umrah only onto those parents which we have said, whom we are allowed to make Umrah on their behalf, and then the rest he make it for himself. It's not really correct to make Umrah continuously for your parents. No, the best thing is to make dua for your parents. Nah, make it for yourself because you're in need. Don't you think that this person is in need and he thinks about, oh, I've got lots of hasanat in my bank account, I don't have to worry. Nah, yeah. Whatever you do for yourself, it will have a duplicate reward, one for you and one for your parents, without you doing it just for your parents, because you will be deprived from that reward. Fine, go ahead, ya Ahmed.
Please, Bedford, come forward. Abdullah, we're going to Abdullah.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh. May Allah bless you. Just regarding a question, the bribery, for example, your story, but with your brother you gave 10 dinars. I'm not trying to open any windows or doors. Are we allowed to give bribery in case we're really cornered? Like there's no option for you. I'm not trying really to open the door for anyone.
You don't have to say these words. You don't have to. You just ask the question. We're not really here working on like a thin line. We're going to fall, and that's it. We're going to fall out with you. You ask the question. You don't have to be worried. Throw your bomb. Don't worry. Hopefully the CIA is not listening here.
I meant, are you allowed to give bribery if you really like?
So I'm going to ask you now. If you did not give the bribery and your things did not go ahead, what are you going to do?
Just,
make dua, oh Lord, stop the sewage in my house.
Yeah,
so what you're saying is not practical. Have you noticed that? And this is what our Sheikh Al-Albani had said to one of ours who are just like hot like you now. Sheikh, we open the gate for this because everybody then will ask for bribery. We're going to give them. I'm not going to give them. And that is the same opinion I was holding. At the beginning, I was holding that opinion, just like that. But I thought about it. Listen, my things are not going to move. It's a bribe in his, because what is the definition of a bribe? You understand it? Khalas. The definition of the bribe, إحقاق باطل أو إبطال حق. The bribe is to pay money in order to make falsehood to be truthful, and truthful to be falsehood. So when you paid this money, which is the £10 he given to that person, did he make batil? No. He is actually emphasizing the haqq of his. This guy is not coming. And the flood is going to take to the house. So he's given the money because, but the other guy who took it, he had taken, okay, haqq, but to falsify a batil, to falsify a haqq. He taken a batil, this is money, batil, haram, to falsify a haqq. What is the haqq? It's my haqq because it's being employed by the government. That when there is an emergency to run, but these guys, they don't want to listen because they know that at the end of the day, these customers are going to ring them. Come, just go give you money. He will come. And actually, the government itself, because it's corrupt, if they are not giving the right salary to these workers, there's not enough. Okay? So, in the hindsight, basically, they're keeping close eye. They know that their customers, they're taking money. But actually, some of them are really very tough. I've seen one of the women working there, and I said that I've called this because I called the sewage people a number of times. You know, one of them took 10 dinars. She said, what's his name? I want to know. I want to take him off the job. I want to resign him. I said, I'm not going to mention his name. I'm not going to put him in trouble. So with this stubborn mentality I went to Syria. I don't know. Did I mention this story on Zoom, Ya Ahmed?
I've never heard this story before, Sheikh.
Okay. Let's document the story, inshallah, on Zoom. This was back in the Christian date, 1990, exactly. And that was the Gulf War, because I remember it very well. And it was just the turnover between 1990 to 1991, 1989 to 1990. And I went back, and because I was having military service, you're compelled to do military service, which is 2 years. But you could postpone it by paying a lot of money, which I didn't have to pay the money, or you have studies. Okay, I didn't study how to study. Or you are living outside and you have residential, so you could postpone it. But if you are postponing with residential and had a residential in this country, then I have 4 months or 3 months, 3 months, I think, or 4 months. I can't remember, 4 months or 3 months. I cannot stay more than 4 months in the 1 year. So if I want to stay 4 months more than that, they will take me to military service. So I have to 4 months, and then I could go out of the country. The new year, I could come when the year turns over. I could come to the country and back again. I'm just saying the story, just to listen to it. It's very, subhanAllah, educating story. And I actually written it myself just to always remember it. SubhanAllah. So when I went there, basically, I'm going to cut it short. I went there at the time of when the date is going to transfer from, I went to the 30th, 31st of December to come out. So we come back because I have to go out and stamp my passport in order to get a new 4 months. I have to go out in order to get the new 4 months. Otherwise, they'll take me to the military service. On the way, I went to, what's the nearest country? Syria. It's on the border. Just go to Syria, come back. That's Syria when it was a safe country. Now, my father, he asked me to, buy for him 2 things. And he gave me money. May Allah have mercy upon him. He had given money to buy him a cloak, and money as well to buy him a charcoal sort of burner, which is a big one, called a canoon in Arabic, that you put lots of charcoals in. It's like, I'm talking about, very huge, 2 meters in size and 1 meter. And it's got as well, lights in it and all of that. And it's made of copper, which is they do it, the craftsmen there in Syria, very good. And it's very cheap as well. And he gave me proper money. So he gave me about 200 pounds at that time. Is a lot of money. For more than the 300 pounds. So I went there. Anyway, the buying of the cloak has got a story. I'm not going to mention it now. That's in a shall when we have time, somebody will remind me. But the story of the charcoal burner. So I went through the car, which is like car service. So you have like a taxi. It's not far off. It's about 2 hours and a half, 3 hours drive. So we end up in Damascus. 4 hours drive. 4 hours, yes. So basically, I went there and stayed only for 3 days. That's it. Just 1 day to go, and then the second day, 3 days or 4 days maybe. And I went to buy this charcoal. It's a huge one. So when I went to the place in the station to take the other car back to Jordan on the border. The Syrian driver at the taxi, he said, Sheikh, this thing will not come out of Syria unless we pay. It means that a tip, you're going to call it a bribe, not to him, to the border people. I said, if you cut my neck, I'm not going to buy this. How can I pay a bribe? Because this is my understanding, it's a bribe. Sheikh, it will not go. I'm telling you. I said, okay, let me just go to another car. He said, okay, you're stubborn. Always shuyukh are stubborn. All right. He just took it. And it's really massive. He just took the whole boots of his. And he's got one of these American cars called Dodge. Old cars, very big at the back. So he's filled up the back. So we went. I was one of 5 passengers. So each one different, from different background. One of them, she's a woman as well. She is a Syrian, married to a Jordanian. Her husband is in Jordan. So we're 5 passengers. I was in the front. And I was next to the window, the passenger seat. And the passenger seats have 2 seats, and then because a big car, and him is the driver. So I went, and I started talking about you Syrians, you Syrian always take bribe, and what is this and all. And the driver's not saying anything because he's scared. So it is like curfew laws and emergency laws. It's really very bad there. And the woman who's in the back, she's saying, basically, you're Jordanian better than us because you don't take bribes. On the border, the driver took our passport to go and stamp them. He said, stay in the car. So he went there, and while I was talking to the passengers, this person knocked onto the window from outside. We lowered the window for him. Yes, he said, who's that charcoal burner belongs to? I said, it belongs to me. He said, well, this will not pass the border until you pay. Bluntly, like that. I said, I'm not going to pay. You take it. He was shocked when I said this. So he looked from his side to the other side over the car, and there was the driver speaking to somebody else. And that policeman is maybe a higher rank. So he said, CD, master, this guy's not paying us. Openly like this, he's not paying us. So the other guy, he gave him a hint. Let him, khalas. We don't want him. So I said, MashaAllah, I won, alhamdulillah. Allah gave me, alhamdulillah. So the driver went in. Now between the border and the border is only about 2 minutes, 3 minutes. And we went to the Jordan. And I was saying, look, alhamdulillah, Allah honored me. I just kept firm. I didn't pay, and Allah made me this to pass. And the driver did not say a word until we went in Jordan. And he said to me, Sheikh, do you think that this guy, he said to you, okay, go ahead. Just like that. I had to give him 2 packets of cigarettes to the other guy, the higher one. That's why he just gave a hint to the other one. Oh, let him go. Because I knew that you are stubborn. You're going to cause us trouble. I was really laughing my head when he told me this. I knew that you are stubborn. You're not going to cause us trouble. So I had to give him 2 packets of cigarettes. He had to give him that, which is haram, of course, but haram with haram and haram and all of it haram. And we kept laughing the whole trip. And I even asked him to drop me in my city, not just in the station. And he said to me, we have, very, dictatorship basically in our country. We can't say anything. But anyway, I did not pay a bribe if I paid. All right. So that's the Sheikh Al-Albani's answer to one of the students of knowledge, well-known student of knowledge. I'm not going to mention his name. He was arguing with the Sheikh. I said, so what are you going to do? You're stuck now. You've been cornered, like the question is. Cornered. So what are you going to do? You're going to leave your thing then. You could have taken mine. So if he had taken that charcoal burner, how much is that charcoal burner costed me? It costed me 150, 200 pounds. So instead of paying, I'm going to pay 2 pounds, 1 pound, 2 pounds, 1 pound for the 2 packets of cigarettes. I'm not going to give him, but I'm going to give him 1 pound. Okay? So which one is better? To give him the 1 pound, which I'm being forced, or to lose 200 pounds, I'll sacrifice because I want to establish the fact. This is not real reality. This is not real life. You can't go on like that. If you take the charcoal burner, I think my father will send me back again. Go and get it. What are you doing? Because here the Prophet said, don't waste your money. I'm wasting the money. Because of 1 pound, he's forcing me. So I'll give him the 1 pound. It's a bribe for him, but it's not bribe. And the Prophet said, لَعَنَ اللَّهُ وَالرَّاشِي وَالْمُرْتَشِي. الرَّاشِي وَالْمُرْتَشِي فِي النَّارِ. Both the briber and the one who takes the bribe, both of them in the hellfire. May Allah curse both of them. But I am not giving a bribe. I've been forced to do that. Okay, so it's not a, so the bribe, if you know the definition of it, you will be, alhamdulillah, say, إحقاق باطل or إبطال حق. To give falsehood to something right, correct, or to make something correct to be wrong. That's the money being paid for. I did not do that. If I gave him money, I'm not doing that. Wallahu ta'ala a'lam. Let's go another question, please.
Going to Muhammad, please.
I think you've been taken over, Ahmad. You came with this, and I was really scared because the speaker was underneath me, and he said, Allahu Akbar.
Sorry, Sheikh. Sorry, I was amazed.
But, because the speaker is loud here, and you said this. Sorry, I said, shh. So I know,
No problem.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is it can the wife stipulate and tell the other half that I want this Eid gift, please? So in terms of Eid, which is normally the moment of sharing gifts, can the wife or family will stipulate to the person giving a gift that I want you to get me this for a gift, for example?
If the person is willing to give a gift, okay, it will be better for the person who's giving a gift to ask the person who is being gifted what is that they want. It's better because the Prophet ﷺ is being gifted by Abu Jahl and Bijaniya, a cloak, kisa. She's got patterns. Okay, Prophet of Allah, so that this every time he prays, he's just baffled with the patterns of it. So he sent it back. He said, "Give me one." I said, "Ask, give me the one who's got mat, nothing, and the mat is cheaper. The one who's got patterns is more expensive." He sent it back to him to say to him, "I'm not really sending it because I don't accept gifts from you because you are for example, a gambler or something. No, because of these colors, and I want you to give me another gift from you. Don't worry, I will give another, but give me the one which is you think it is not really, I don't deserve it, which is the one that got no colors, matte." So no problem if she's your wife, actually. The first and most important figure in your life is supposed to be the wife. If she asks you for something, please fulfill it. Otherwise, you're going to sleep outside the house. Now.
Okay, Nadeem, please go ahead, Akhi.
The person who had asked the question, could you lower his hand? Or is Abdullah has got another question?
Okay, go ahead, Abdullah.
Okay, no. If he's got another question, we'll make him to line. Every time he asks a question, we'll make him line after the other people. We'll give him later on, inshallah.
No, it's the same question, Sheikh.
We've answered the question of yours, yes?
No, it's just you're missing one bit.
Yeah.
It's like back home when you want to buy a house or shop, for example. They ask you for bribery, otherwise you're not going to take it. But in this case, you're not really forced. I mean, are you going to give the bribery or?
Can I ask you? You're not forced. What do you mean? Like, can I buy a house without bribe?
No, it's like it's like the story. You
just answer the question. Yeah, Habib Allah.
Okay.
If you don't give a bribe, would you be able to buy a house or not? Answer me.
No.
So it's not bribe, yeah. So the same case with me. If I don't pay, I'm not going to take this with me. But if there's a way of taking it without paying a bribe, yeah, I will wait. All right?
Sometimes there isn't.
Yeah, Sheikh. Allah barik fiik. You got the answer. You're going
into
more details and you're taking the time of others. You understand? You got the principle. Khalas.
Thank you. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much.
Let's go to Brother Nadeem, please.
يلا يا نديم.
Check.
حياكم الله. Yes, you are Nadeem on the iPhone. Nadeem, iPhone quickly. I think you're muting yourself and maybe the brother unmuting you.
Okay, you can hear me now?
Yes, I could hear it clearly. But don't mute yourself.
Sheikh. Yeah, okay. Just a quick one, Sheikh. My question is that can you intentionally within yourself say, if I'm gonna buy gifts for this sheikh or for this, I don't know, your maybe your family member or somebody, because I want him on my side, sort of thing, or can you give gifts intentionally in your heart, thinking that I'm gonna give gifts? I'm only gonna give.
Of course, the gift is to make his heart inclined. But if it's halal way, no problem. If just to make him to judge in haram way, no. I give him a gift so he could really give me a favorism regarding the queue. He will make me to jump the queue. Is haram because he's taking the right of other people. But just because I want him to love me, to forgive me, yes. Tahadu tahabu. Prophet said, give gifts in order to love one another. So I'm giving the gift straight away. The gift will make him soften his heart straight away.
So if you
Okay.
give a gift to your father, Sheikh, and you know your father, if you give him a brand new car, he's going to take your side more than the other brothers. Is this halal?
That's not allowed.
Because maybe Allah's give you
That's
more
haram.
wealth.
You took the principle, ya Nadeem. Nadeem, you took the principle, Habibi. I know that you're talking from Pakistan, mashallah, but you sound clear.
Okay, inshallah. That's
Jazakallah
fine.
khair. Hayyakum Allah.
Jazakallah.
Jazakallah khair. Tfaddal.
Okay, Vasim, go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh. I am from India, Sheikh. In India, for getting the job, they are taking money like 15 lakhs rupees, 10 lakh rupees. If you don't provide the money, the government job will not get, Sheikh. So what is the condition
You
on
take
this?
it the answer, didn't you? Did you listen to me with the brother Abdullah from, I think, Bedford? We said that if you had no option, which something is a necessity, you want to buy a house. You can't buy a house except by this. You're paying it. It's not because of bribe, because this is the only way to purchase. Consider that as like a introduction money. So if you can't get this job which you needed to provide your family, this is the only job I can do, and I can't get it except by doing this. All right. Otherwise, I will not get it. You understand me? So that's not a bribe. Is that understandable, brother? I think he muted himself.
Yes, Sheikh.
Yeah, understood, inshallah.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, in India,
Yes.
Which part of India you are in?
Sheikh, I am from Karnataka state, Sheikh. In Karnataka, it's a Bagalkot district.
Okay, I went to Bombay. They call it Bombay,
Ah.
Bombay. Yeah, I went
Yes,
there.
Sheikh.
I know that everything there is bribes. I know. Yeah.
It's more than 600 kilometers from my hometown, Sheikh.
MashaAllah. MashaAllah. طيب. Khair, inshallah, because we've got another class. We've got last question, please.
Okay, they have something in the West. It's called Secret Santa, where it's called Secret Santa, as in Santa Claus. What they do is they all buy gifts, let's say 10 people, and then you get a random gift from somebody. So the question is it allowed for Muslims to have something similar for this for Eid? Where they give...
Can you just, without the Santa Claus, some people pledging money and then they give gift to whom?
So 10 people, they buy gifts for each other, but you don't know who the gift is for. It's randomly picked.
Gambling. This is gambling. Exactly. It's haram. Before we say it's imitation of the kuffar, that's haram. Gambling. طيب. نعم.
Okay. A person, if he's a deliverer, he delivers food to people. His job is to deliver it to the curbside. I think this is because of Corona. He's asking if the customer asks him to deliver to his house, can he charge extra? Is that allowed?
Subhanallah. Very good question. So for the sake of the money, he would jeopardize his life. But for the sake of no money, no, he's not allowed to do that. He is not, because his job and he's a courier. They don't really allow him to do that. He's not. This is called suht, haram. No.
Is warranty allowed in Islam?
Warranty as in what? Like, for example, like I give you something in case that you, yes, as Muslim, I've given you something. If in case something wrong with it, you bring it. I will fix it for you for 1 year. But to warranty as in guarantee something. Warranty is a warranty. I give you this for 1 year warranty, 2 years warranty, no problem, 5 years warranty. Halal. I am responsible of anything that you do. This machine will, if you work at it, justification, no problem. But if you did yourself throw it, I know there's no such thing. Or you're paying extra money for the guarantee, that's not allowed. So for example, you have a fridge. The fridge, what they say to you, it comes with 2 years warranty. Some fridges, some even more. Okay? And they say if you pay extra money, you get extra 2 years, 3 years. That's not halal, haram. This is gambling. But let's say this fridge has got no warranty. You just bought it for used. And it says there, if you want warranty, okay, for 1 year, this is the money. And you want it for warranty. You're not allowed to take it unless, to pay it, unless this warranty includes service. Meaning, So for 1 year, but this person, the engineer, will come 2 times a year, 3 times to check. So you're paying for the checking, not paying for in cases. Do you understand that? Then it's no problem, inshallah. Okay? So to come to checking. Now, Wallahu ta'ala a'lam. By this, we come to the conclusion. Jazakumullah khairan. And in 10 minutes, we'll be opening the other class, which is question and answers session. You could really take the question of this as well to put it on the other session. Jazakumullah khairan. Subhanakallah bihamdik. أشهد أن تستغفرك وأتوب إليك. بارك الله فيكم.